that, well, this was a female here. I haven't seen this yet. This is Miami body camera shows Miami Beach officer hurt in friendly fire in Venetian Causeway. The body camera footage, that's all it says. We're going to take a look at this. I haven't seen this yet. Let's take a look at this together.
Now in just one station, body camera video showing the chaotic moment after an officer is shot on the Venetian Causeway. A fellow officer making a major mistake.
My team Sheldon Fox is on Miami Beach with this exclusive now.
Can we stop this? It's not a major mistake, and there's no such thing as an accidental discharge. It's a negligent discharge. And the only time we say accidental discharge is for the police. We never say it for the public. If you are in your home and you're cleaning your gun and stupidly you discharge around, it's not going to, and your neighbor hears it and shots fired, police show up, you're going to be arrested in your own home with your own firearm. And the police are going to say it's a negligent discharge of a firearm. So why do we do this with the police? Because that other officer in the last video with Jacksonville Sheriff, she's not charged. She's fired. Why was she not charged for negligent discharge? If I was state's attorney, this is what I would charge her for. I would dereliction of duty, whatever the criminal charge that would be. I would say was, and if you're asking me how, I would show every single aspect of how she was abhorrent in her tactics, which put other officers in harm's way from potential subjects on scene or other subjects there. I would talk about negligent discharge of a firearm. I would talk about aggravated battery with a firearm because that round penetrated him. And if it was even close to the femoral artery, I mean, if we're going to stack the charges like everybody does when it comes down to the state's attorneys, then if you guys are so okay with the Austero deputy get first-degree murder with the subject, how about attempted first-degree murder on that subject because she shot him near a major artery and the guy could have bled out? So until we start criminally charging cops for stupid shit, the same stuff that they would pad their stats for charging civilians, no change will ever get made.
Sheldon.
Nearly a year later, Craig and Belkis, and this is still under investigation. We're told tonight that there could be a pending lawsuit as well. All of it over the blood on the bridge. It's the moment one cop shoots another. Body camera video obtained exclusively by 7 News.
Before we go through with this too, I want to keep in mind this is another reason why female cops need to be eradicated from street work. I hope they say it in here. What I heard is there was something about the responding officer, which is her, responding to a man with a gun. Long or the short of the story is she escalates this even though he had a lighter. Once again, you got a guy rushing, male cop, because she's screaming bloody murder about a gun when there is no gun. I keep telling you, females escalate every scene because they are unable to control their emotions biologically. You women just can't. You can't control your emotions. You hype things up. Even when you get excited, the volume of your voice goes up. It curdles our skin. We have to react in a very visceral way of protection mode as like an older brother kind of kicking into gear. And we go 10 times harder than we're supposed to. And you put the subject in harm's way and the police officers.
Shows the friendly fire shooting. It happened here on the Venetian Causeway last year. Here it is from start to finish.
11:25 on arrival.
You're seeing the point of view of Officer Fabio Bolanos, responding to help his co-worker, Officer Shanakwa Stringer, as she struggles with a suspicious person possibly armed with a small handgun.
A suspicious person possibly armed with a small handgun. If that's what she said, again, what's suspicious? Define suspicious. You can watch people, but unless a law is broken, Stop doing this. Stop contacting him. Stop interacting with him. Stop pre-crime. Stop. I don't care if you're a big subscriber to the broken window theory and you're thinking that, my God, if I interact with this person and I stop them, I'm going to prevent them from supplementing their crack addict by going in to the home down the street and breaking in and killing the dog and stealing the good silverware and then go pawning it so they can, we want to keep the town safe. Stop. You want to keep the town safe? Stop interacting with the public. Stop. Just don't do it anymore. Shouldn't do it. Possibly with a gun. What does that mean? What does that? You either have one or you don't. I saw a bulge. And with my training and experience, I knew the information, the subject, the way they were walking, had a .22 caliber in his hip because it was a slight indentation of it was a 15-degree bend in his hip when normally the human subject has a 5-degree bend in the swagger of the fuck are you talking about? Possibly armed, suspicious, possibly with a gun. That is more police lingo of, I don't have a damn fucking reason to stop you, but I'm going to make one up. That's all that is.
There's the accidental shot fired by Stringer, just as Bolanos tries to grab that suspect. Listen to that muffled sounding gun blast again. The bloody Bolanos was hit in the lower leg. His camera picks up the suspect commenting after that shot was fired.
The hell is this? How do you go hands on? Look at her finger. It's in the trigger well. Look at that pistol pointed right at him. What is this tactic? Now, I can't remember the guy's name. Oh, damn. It was not. Hans Marrero was a Marine that tested the taser and sold us all on that. Hank Iverson. Do any of you remember the Hank? It's Henk, Hank Iverson. Do any of you remember the Hank Iverson classes? There was this and this was 20 years ago. There was this urban legend that he was going to build custom-made sights on pistols that had spikes on them. So that when you were in close quarters and you sat there, right, you got a headlock on somebody and you're going to fire and you got a class 1 malfunction. Well, everyone knows class 1 malfunction is tap, rack, bang, right? That means that the firing pin went off, the round did not discharge, so now you got a dead round in that chamber. You need to get it out of there. So you tap that magazine, you rack that slide back, and you go back into the fight pulling the trigger. So how can you do that if you got one head and a headlock? And Hank Iverson had this tactic where you took your pistol and you tapped it on the side, you tapped that butt on the side of their head. You took what he was going to take, which were the barbed sights, front and rear, and then just rip it off the side of their temples and then go right back into bang, 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 bang. Is that what she's doing? That's some John Wick shit, man. Well, let's keep going.
Despite the initial calls about the suspect possibly being armed, the item reported to possibly be a small revolver or firearm was in fact a metallic lighter, according to a Miami-Dade state attorney memo, which also states the accidental shooter.
There is no accidental shooter. It is criminal negligence. Charge her.
Officer Stringer did not have her body-worn camera activated.
Hey, the blood's dripping on me, please.
Fucking put your hand behind your back! Now!
Despite a fresh bullet wound and unbearable pain, Bolanos helps hold down the suspect.
I have a legitimate question, too. At what point, and this is, I'm not advocating this, I'm asking this. So you're walking down the street and you have a lighter and some stupid fucking moron cop says that you are acting suspicious and you possibly have a gun. I'm literally asking this as a matter of citizen constitution and somebody who sees that the police are clearly never held accountable. At what point I would have no problem. This man did nothing wrong, walking down the street, gets tackled, has a gun pointed at him. She fires the gun and she's clearly shown she is not afraid to fire that gun. At what point does this guy not be like fight or flight and then turns around and fights like crazy, and including just beating the living shit out of her to get away? I would have no problem with that. No problem. At what point, why are we always as people? And again, I do not have an answer for this. So don't think I'm advocating. I'm just more along the lines of externally processing. I do not understand why we are fighting the police more. We're not fighting the police more when they are clearly in certain. We have to be arrested. We have to have our faces smashed into the concrete over somebody who has supreme authority, and we're always going to take their side. Oopsies, I screwed up, and there's going to be discipline or firing. When if this was you, if you went to your local grocery store and you thought somebody had a gun and you were going to play Good Samaritan and you tackled them on the ground and you pulled your conceal and carry and they got this massive ass road burn on their face where you just cheese grated and you drew your pistol and you fired around and didn't hit anybody, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. Why is it that we are not holding cops accountable for their criminal actions? This is nothing more than I am the police, I can do what I want. So I don't know any other option. And again, remember, I present issues so that the smarter people in the world will solve the problems. I advocate for people going, man, I need to keep myself safe. And we are seeing a massive, number one, you're not safe around female cops. You're not. You're seeing this more and more and more. They resort to firearms quicker. They resort to tasing you quicker. They resort to beating you quicker. They're spending too much time with their hair care product and lipstick shit on, acting like Joe Badass when they can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag, which means they're going to go to a level 10 when a normal guy would go to level 3. And then when the guys get there on scene, just like this guy, and he sees her struggling, he's going to amp it up. Guarantee you that even if she didn't pull a firearm, this guy could be like struggling to put his hand. What are you handcuffing me for? And it's going to be a natural fight or flight response in him, and that male cop who showed up is going to tune this guy up just because Shaniqua here said that, he's got a gun. We're arbitrarily giving these cops the benefit of the doubt when it's time to remove it.
While needing medical help.
Hurry up, because I need a tourniquet. I know, hold on. 11:25, I've been shot in the left calf. Put a tourniquet on my leg.
City of Miami cops arrive and immediately go into rescue mode.
What's your name, bro?
Keep in mind, I want to pose this for a question. Now the cops heard shots fired. They don't know who. Okay, so think about this for a second. The cops do not know who shots fired, who got hit. So they're going to show up if they see this guy still struggling. You don't think they're going to put a round in his head? Because they don't know. All they see is one cop got shot in the leg. They see her all frantic and this and that. If they don't put this subject into custody before these other cops arrive, it's going to be worse for the subject who did nothing. This is modern day policing. So not for nothing. If you're in the comment section and you think I'm arbitrarily always defending cops, you are very stupid. You are very stupid. I want to change this culture. We have a very long way to go. So we need to see all sides for this to hold both citizen and police officer accountable.
I'm good, my father. I got you. Let's put him in the car and take him. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
They're headed to the hospital in a police cruiser.
That hurts.
Every bump in the road exacerbates the wounded cop's pain. And yet, his worry is about telling his family.
Hey, can I borrow your phone so I can call my wife, tell her I'm going to be all right? Hey, I'm okay. I got shot in the leg. I'm okay, though. They're taking me to Ryder Trauma right now. I'm okay, though. All right, babe? I love you.
Interesting. Let's see if anything happened to her.
And with bullet fragments still in his leg, we're told Bolanos is back on the job.
What about
also
her?
Told by police sources tonight that he and his legal team have informed the city that they could be taking legal action. There is a pending internal affairs investigation, and the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office determined that there was no provable criminal action in this case.
Are you kidding me? No kidding. This is where you guys have to think about this. No provable criminal action. What did she seize him for? She went for she used deadly force on an unlawful, she violated his constitutional rights. How is this not criminal charging? It should be federal. So that's fine. State's attorney didn't do it. Department of Justice, get your shit together. Start raining down charges on these dumb police officers. She could have killed this man. All for what? Because she had reasonable suspicion that he was acting suspicious and possibly it was a gun. What? Now you see, when you compare this to the Ostero County Sheriff who shot and killed the man who had the BB gun, this is why the job is so difficult and why I can pivot into defense mode immediately in a fraction of a second because of the totality of the circumstances. I've been doing this long. I get how the job is. You guys think it's all a black and white scenario. It's not until it is. This, after everything you find out, holy shit, this is insane. She should be criminally charged for depriving him of his constitutional rights, illegally seized him, criminal negligence of a negligent discharge of firearm, aggravated battery to a peace officer with a firearm, because if you did it, you'd be charged. But no, we giving her the pass because she's a cop, because she's a female, because she's black. Is that why there's no charge? You don't want protests in your street because a sister did the job stupidly? No, fuck her. She needs to be criminally charged. And if this woman is still on the street, dear God help you all.